Unraveling the Russia-Ukraine War, a comprehensive overview. Imagine a world where peace is shattered and a nation fights for its very existence. The Russia-Ukraine war is not just a regional conflict. It's a global crisis with far-reaching consequences. Let's delve into the origins, implications, and potential future of this devastating war. The Russia-Ukraine war, a tragedy unfolding since February 2022, is rooted in a complex web of historical ties, geopolitical ambitions, and deeply entrenched security concerns. Understanding these origins is crucial to grasping the gravity of the situation. Russia has long viewed Ukraine as an integral part of its historical and cultural sphere, a perspective that denies Ukraine's independent identity and sovereignty. This view fuels Russia's desire to maintain influence over its neighbor. Furthermore, Russia vehemently opposes Ukraine's increasing alignment with the West, particularly its aspirations to join the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO. Russia perceives NATO expansion as a direct threat to its own security. Russia's stated justifications for the invasion include the demilitarization and denazification of Ukraine, as well as preventing further NATO expansion eastward. These claims are widely disputed and seen as pretexts for aggression. The conflict didn't erupt overnight. It's been brewing for years, marked by significant events that escalated tensions and ultimately led to the full-scale invasion. Let's trace the key moments. In 2014, Russia annexed Crimea following a pro-Western revolution in Ukraine. Simultaneously, Russia began supporting separatist movements in the eastern regions of Ukraine, fueling an ongoing conflict. February 2022 marked a turning point. Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine, initiating a war that has since caused immense suffering and global instability. Initial peace talks between Russia and Ukraine in March 2022 offered a glimmer of hope, but ultimately failed to produce any meaningful progress towards a ceasefire or resolution. By April 2022, Russia shifted its military focus to the eastern regions of Ukraine, concentrating its efforts on seizing control of the Donbass region. In September 2022, Ukraine launched a successful counteroffensive, reclaiming significant territory in the northeast and south of the country, demonstrating its resilience and determination. The war continues to rage on, with no clear end in sight. The conflict has become a protracted struggle, marked by intense fighting and devastating consequences for both sides. Predicting the duration and outcome of the Russia-Ukraine war is a complex and uncertain task. The future hinges on a multitude of factors, making it difficult to foresee the ultimate resolution. The duration of the war remains uncertain. It could potentially last for months or even years, depending on the evolving dynamics of the conflict and the willingness of both sides to negotiate. The outcome of the war will depend on a complex interplay of factors, including military advancements on the battlefield, the level of international support for Ukraine, and the potential for diplomatic breakthroughs. The Russia-Ukraine war is not confined to the borders of these two nations. It has triggered a cascade of global implications, impacting economies, societies, and international relations worldwide. The war has created a devastating humanitarian crisis, with millions of Ukrainians displaced from their homes and countless lives lost due to the conflict. The scale of human suffering is immense. The war has severely disrupted global supply chains, particularly for food and energy, leading to shortages and price increases around the world. This disruption has had a significant impact on global economies. Rising inflation and economic instability are being felt worldwide as a direct consequence of the war. The conflict has exacerbated existing economic challenges and created new uncertainties. The war has heightened geopolitical tensions, ushering in a new era of great power competition and a dynamic reminiscent of the Cold War. The global order is being reshaped by this conflict. The Russia-Ukraine war has inflicted immense suffering on both countries, but the burden is not shared equally. The war has had a disproportionate impact on certain populations and sectors. Ukraine has borne the brunt of the war, experiencing widespread destruction of infrastructure, devastating loss of life, and mass displacement of its population. The country is facing a monumental challenge of rebuilding. Russia is also suffering significant consequences, including economic sanctions imposed by Western nations, military casualties, and increasing international isolation. The war is taking a toll on Russia's economy and its standing in the world. The United States has played a significant role in the Russia-Ukraine war, providing substantial military and financial aid to Ukraine and leading international efforts to isolate Russia. The U.S. and its allies have provided billions of dollars in military and financial aid to Ukraine, helping the country defend itself against Russian aggression and sustain its economy. The U.S. has also conveyed key expectations to Ukraine, emphasizing the importance of adhering to international law, protecting civilian lives, and remaining open to negotiations with Russia. Russia's control over natural gas supplies to Europe has become a significant point of leverage in the conflict, creating economic and political pressure on European nations. Europe relies heavily on Russian natural gas for heating, electricity generation, and industrial processes. This dependence gives Russia significant influence over European energy markets. The war has led to significant spikes in energy prices and raised concerns about potential winter shortages in Europe, as Russia has reduced or halted gas supplies to several countries. Russia has been accused of weaponizing its energy resources to exert political pressure on European nations, using its control over gas supplies as a tool to advance its strategic objectives. The Russia-Ukraine war has inflicted immense economic damage on both countries, disrupting businesses, destroying infrastructure, and hindering long-term development. The war has also had a significant impact on the environment, with military activities and infrastructure damage leading to the release of pollutants and contributing to climate change. The destruction of industrial facilities and the disruption of agricultural activities have released harmful pollutants into the air and water, exacerbating environmental problems in the region. The war has also contributed to climate change through increased emissions from military activities, the destruction of forests, and the disruption of efforts to transition to cleaner energy sources. The Russia-Ukraine war is a tragedy with global implications. Understanding its origins, timeline, and potential outcomes is crucial for informed engagement. The war's impact extends far beyond the battlefield, affecting economies, societies, and the environment worldwide. Now is the time to act. Learn more about reputable organizations providing humanitarian aid to Ukraine and consider donating to support their efforts. Stay informed about the conflict through reliable news sources and share accurate information to combat misinformation. Together, we can make a difference.